Killers of the Flower Moon, the brand new film directed by Martin Scorsese, and this is good. This is a good movie, and what suffers from it being great, because there's some really good stuff here, and some really good scenes, and really good moments out through it. But I think what it is I understand what Scorsese was going for. That, it's a very slow movie, and knowing this movie is 3.5 hours long, it will feel like you're in that theater for 7 hours, not 4 hours. You know what I mean, or 3.5 hours. If you don't want to count previews and all that kind of stuff. It's a slow movie. It takes its time, and what I think what suffers from it is because he wants to have this slow pace of the movie, that it just feels not repetitive, but in a way kind of halts the film for a bit. Because what this movie is about is a series of murders that happened in the 1920s. This is based on a novel of the same name, but it's about a series of murders that happened in the 1920s, all surrounded the Alvhesh tribe, which were a tribe of Native Americans who were rich and wealthy, who were respected in the community, just because they found oil on the land. Oil on the land so many years ago, and now they're wealthy people. But slowly, all the members of the tribe are getting killed off, getting murdered. And this movie is basically explaining, hey, this is what happened, this is why it's happening, how they get caught. Go to true crime stuff. I love a good true crime thing going on. But the movie just drags, because what you're realizing is, this feels like it could have easily be a TV show. Because as a movie, I get it, you want to see, to understand why the murders are happening, or how. It's basically, they want to show you how these people got murdered, right? And how we got autosway, and how they got revealed, and how this and how that, and because of it, it just feels repetitive in a way, where it's just okay, they talk to this one guy, say, hey, I got a job for you, okay, I want you to do this, this, and this, okay. And then that person does the job, and then they get the cash, or they not get the cash, but they just say, hey, the job is done. And it kind of repeats the cycle for a couple of times. And you just go, can something happen? The stuff that's meant to make things happen feels like they're not happening. Because it feels like we're on repeat constantly over and over again. Look, I'm not expecting a montage. I'm not expecting a murder montage of just seeing sadly these real people getting murdered over greed. I mean, that's the idea of it. You got Robert De Niro's character, William Howe, who's he is the sheriff. He is a respected man in the community of the town, and he's saying this to his nephew, Leo DiCaprio's character, Elvet, saying, look, if you marry into the family, and then the members of this tribe slowly pass away, speculate, you would get the cash. You would get all the money. And if your wife dies, you would get all the money too for yourself. So we can all share the cash, and it's all wealthiness. And that's all the reason. The reason these people, this tribe got murdered was over greed and money, and people want the wealth and all that kind of stuff. And you just go, and how it was so under the rug for so long, just because it's the Native American racism that happened of the 1920s, and probably still a little bit today. This is horrific, but I just feel like they could have easily done a way to, if you want to show every single person who got murdered and show the horrific nature of it, I feel like it could have been tighter, just a little bit tighter. I get maybe one gap between headshot after another headshot, another headshot, another headshot, another headshot, or here's someone just slowly dies. I get you, but it feels like the stuff that's meant to happen doesn't happen. It kind of got really moving in like the last hour when like the FBI starts to walk in. When J. Edgar Hoover shows up and says, "Hey, this is something off around here. Let me investigate these murders." That's when the movie picks up. And I feel like what happened, like the first hour I thought it was kind of neat, set up the groundwork. The hour I felt was repetitive as hell because you're just repeating the same scene over again with different situations. And then the hour, yeah, so this could have easily be like maybe 2.5 hours, maybe slightly over, slightly under. Not 3.5. Like here's the thing, the performances are great, and there's some wonderful scenes, mainly in that last hour. Remarkable. And I love how, Michael Stacey found a creative way to do the whole, like, based on a true story, cut to black, here comes the text of, like, so this is what happened to this character, this is what happened to this person in real life, and this is what happened to this person. And they do it in a way of a true crime, from like the 1950s or 30s or 40s, true crime, a radio play, a radio drama. That's like, hey, this is what happened to this guy, this is what happened. And Michael Stacey has a cameo of it. Actually, he has 2 cameos, actually. You hear his voice, and then he's and he shows he's like the last person you see in the film. He's doing a little Hitchcock in there. But, yeah, it like, I was looking forward to it. People were going nuts about it. And maybe, like, I think I'm one of these people who, like, I don't care who the director is. If I think there's issues in it, I will say I believe there's issues in this movie. Because, sometimes, like, The Irishman, I felt like, because it's Marty, people are, like, having blind spots on. Same with Avatar last year. I just felt like people, like, hey, if you really like the movie, you really like the movie. It's all subjective. But sometimes it does feel like, oh, yeah, this is part. Yeah, I know it's Apocalypse. But it's James Cameron, so who gives a shit? I'm like, I give a shit. But, yeah, yeah. I don't know, but I will say this, knowing the length of the film, I will say this, wait till it hits Apple. Wait till it hits Apple, just so you can pace yourself, maybe you can take a break. I won't lie, there was a couple of times I was dozing off, like my eyes felt a little bit heavy, just because I was like I just felt the competitiveness of the scenes. Anyway, but yeah, comment below what you thought of Killers of the Flower Moon.